John 20, verse 9. Udepo gar edeson tein graphein, hoti, de auton ek nekron anastenai. Remember that just before this, we read that the beloved disciple, he went into the tomb, he saw the grave closed, he saw the empty tomb, he believed. It says he saw and he believed. But then we have this interesting statement here, an explanatory statement. For not yet, and this is third person plural, so it's not just describing the beloved disciple, but Peter and John, not yet did they understand the scripture that for him to rise from the dead ones, notice plural, there's a bunch of dead people, and Jesus is the only one who got up, right? Expressing an idea of separation or disassociation by that prepositional phrase there. And this infinitive is the subject. And there's this subject of this impersonal verb. And remember, the accusative is used, the accusative case is used for the subject of the infinitive. So him to rise from the dead ones is necessary, must happen. That is a summary of either one scripture or a variety of scriptures. And John, the author of the gospel, tells us that Peter and John did not understand that it was necessary for the Messiah to rise from the dead from the scriptures. Now, there's an interpretive question here as to what exactly is happening, because right before this, we read that John believed, and now we read that they didn't understand this. So is this a partial belief that then is confirmed as we continue reading on in John's gospel, and their resurrection faith is deepened and informed by Scripture? Or is perhaps this intending to say, up until this experience of seeing the empty tomb, they did believe, they didn't understand the Scripture up until this point? I think more naturally, this udepo reads that even at this point, not yet did they understand from the Scripture that it was necessary for the Messiah to rise. And that deeper understanding will come as we continue reading through this text. Let's do one parsing here from anastenai. That's from anistemi, which means to rise. You can see that's a compound verb. There's your prepositional prefix, an and histemi, right, to stand up, to arise. And what we have here is an aorist active infinitive from anistemi.